So what exactly is email verification? When a user registers, we want to send them a verification link to their email. They go to their email, they click the link, they're sent back to the website, and then they're free to use whatever we have accessible to verified users. With that being said, let's go ahead and set up that process. Let's go ahead to the text editor. And fortunately for us, Fortify already has that set up. So if we go to the config Fortify, in order to be able to use this feature, we need to do a couple of things. The first is to uncomment it from here so that it is accessible. And then we want to head over to the user model. And in this must verify email is a contract that we want to implement. So right up where it says class user extends authenticatable, we're going to say implements must verify email. It's all we need to do to set that part of it up. So let's go ahead and close these out and head over to our API web route. I've gone ahead and deleted the other ones that we had already used, so these are the only ones that are left. So we don't need this one. And now we have these two that we need to use. We're just going to customize these and use them the way we need them. So these are actually coming from a verify email controller, which is in the Laravel vendor folder. Vendor, Laravel, Fortify, source, HTTP, controllers, and all the way down at the bottom is the verify email controller. All this is doing is if the request user has verified email, and this is a function that's in the verify email request, then we can return a JSON response, or we can redirect Fortify home with this in the tags. If the request user has marked email as verified, then it's already verified and we can just go on as normal. And if not any of that, then we'll just return back and we're good to go. Okay, so what we need to do is kind of recreate this controller. I am going to copy this file out of here. We're going to go up to app HTTP controllers. We're going to create a new folder and call it auth. And then we can go ahead and paste that in here and change it as we need to. So the first thing we need to do is change the namespace to app. And then we'll come down here. We can keep all of this, but we are going to change it and create two functions. I'll just comment these out for now. The first one is going to be a public function, and we're going to call it verify. This type, we don't need to have it like this, but we can just put ID. Move this up. We're going to use this as a guideline. So here we can declare a variable and call it user equals user find or fail ID. That's just going to look for the user. It's fine. Let's go ahead and import this. And we want to use our model. And then we're going to say if no user has verified email. Okay, so same line from here. We are going to user mark email as verified. Then we're going to call the event of new verified, and then we're going to pass in the user. And all this is that email that they'll be getting. It's just calling that email. Okay, so that email notification. So then we're going to say return request wants JSON. So if the request wants JSON, we're going to return a new JSON response. So it's basically the same thing. Or we're going to redirect, and where we're going to redirect to is our URL, env, URL, and then we're going to concatenate dashboard with a question mark and verified equals 1 or true. That's what verified equals 1 means. So now if that fails, then we can copy this one, paste it, then we'll just return request wants JSON and new response, so the same response. Again, we're just following it from our guideline here. So the next function we want is the resend function. Okay, and we don't need to pass anything in here. And here, request user send email verification notification. That's just us sending the email. And then we want to return response data equals an array. and we're just going to put a message in here. That message is going to say request has been sent. So this will be our little pop-up that we have that comes up once it's been sent. And we need our semicolon there. Now we can go ahead and get rid of these. Top, so we do not need this verify email request in here, and everything else should be good. Fantastic. So now we need to call these functions in our route. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to have a route group, so route middleware, and this one, what I would normally do is create one route for auth sanctum and then make this this one into a controller and then call it within one. But since this is just a demonstration, I'm just going to create my own route for it. Auth sanctum, we can get rid of this, and the first route we're going to pass through here is this one. So we can just grab this, cut it from here, put it up here, and then we'll change it. Let's uncomment this. So this will be our new verify email controller. Here to import the right one. This is going to be resend, and we don't need throttle and we don't need auth since we're using auth sanctum. Now the next one, which is this one, we aren't going to put it in the group, in the auth route group, because we don't need to be authenticated in order to send this. This we want to make sure is coming from our email, and that's where we're getting authenticated. So verify email controller, the class is verify. We can get rid of the auth, and you can keep the throttle if you want, but I'm just going to get rid of it because we don't really need it. And this we can just get rid of altogether. And same thing with the name here, because we're using APIs instead. Or actually, no, we do need those because we're using the routes from Laravel. And they do need the route names in order to be able to call the correct routes for that. So this one is just sending a GET request to email verify. It's passing in the user ID and it's creating a hash within the route. So that's going to be made on the user's end. And then for the notification, again, just sending the notification. Super simple. Let's go ahead and start implementing this. We can close out the email controllers. We can close those out for now too. Head over to our client folder. And then since we're making the request to the API, we need to do a redirect manually. So if we go to the auth folder and go to the register.view, we're going to redirect right from in here. And now the process will be when we submit, we will get the CSRF cookie, we will register the user, and now instead of this login, we don't have to do this in here anymore. We can just do this router place, and then the new route that we'll be sending them to is auth verify. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create that auth verify. Head in here, create a new file in the auth folder, and we'll just call it verify.view. And in here, I am just going to add some template tags. I'm going to paste in a bunch of code, and then I'm going to add some script tags. Move this out of here for now. Okay, so all this is really doing is we're going to have a VF message that we're going to be returning back. Or if not, we're going to have something that says, thanks for signing up before getting started, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. A new verification link has been sent. And then we'll also have a button so that if the user has not received the verification, they can go ahead and click this link and then it'll be resent to them. Okay, fantastic. So let's see what that looks like. We should just be able to go to verify right now. Okay, so thanks for signing up and all of the bells and whistles. Now let's go ahead and make this functional. Let's go down to the data section. Here we're just going to say data. Then we need a form and it's going to be empty. And then we're going to have empty strings for our message and then the errors. Okay, so now down here we need our method and it'll be async. Let me bring this down a bit for us. Async resend, and then we'll do a try catch. Our first try will be await this Axios get Sanctum CSRF cookie, and we need a $sign in front of get. That we're going to await this Axios host API email verification / notification. And again, these are just coming from our API routes. Okay, so this is the one that we'll be sending to for verification. And then down here, we want to put then response equals this message equals response.data.message. And that's it. We don't need to console log it. Error is this errors equals error response data errors. Okay, so now let's go up top, and now we can uncomment this. We can add our else, and then for our button we can put at submit prevent equals resend. Well, let's go and see if this works now. Head to the browser. We need to go to the register route. And let's go ahead and open up our inspect tools just to make sure we don't get any errors. Okay, go to console. Let's go ahead and use form filler. We'll submit it. Let's go ahead and check network. Okay, so we were able to register, and then we got our notification, and we've been sent to the auth verify. Let's go check the database real quick. Okay, so this is that new user. So email verified at is null. Let's go check our email. Okay, so verify email address, open that up. Okay, hello, please click the button below to verify your email address. So this was already part of the Laravel notification. Also, if you go down, you can see the link that it's being sent to. So API, email, verify, 8 is the ID number, and this is the hash that it's sending along with the expiration time and the signature. So we can go ahead and click verify email address. Hey, target class app HTTP controllers, verify email controller does not exist. So let's see where we messed up. Oh, I think I know what it is. We go up. That just means whenever you see that target class, it's most of the time it means that you haven't imported something correctly. So app HTTP controller, and we copied this, so chances are I didn't name it correctly. And of course, we are in the auth folder, so that needs to be part of this namespace as well. Let's try it again. Auth. And then we'll go back and we'll close this, and we'll try to click it again. Verify email address. Okay, and I think in the routes file, I needed to add that auth too, because I did import it, but I'm sure it's without that auth. So let's go up top. Yeah, so auth. Okay, good. Let's go back. Try to refresh again. So as you can see in our browser up here, it says dashboard verified equals 1, which means now they have been verified. And while that's loading up, let's take a look at the database. And now this email verified should have a date. Refresh that. And it does. It has a date now. So let's check on our client. Okay, great. We are in the dashboard, but as you can see, we are not exactly logged in because we are looking at the register and login, but we're able to see the dashboard. So this is where you kind of want to bring in some middleware, and Nuxt fortunately has auth middleware already. So if you're an authorized user, you already have it. You just need to call it. So here we need to go to the dashboard. And now all we need to do is come down to the JavaScript Right under here, just add middleware. And then we're going to make an array, and we're going to call that auth middleware. So now that will be redirected, and they'll be sent back to the login page. It's taking us back to the login page automatically, and we still have that verified. So yes, we are verified. We just need to log in. Okay, and now we'll go to register. We will register a new user. And let me copy this email so I have it on hand. Copy. We'll go to submit. We can close this now. Okay, thanks for signing up. Before signing up, blah, blah, blah. And we can see we get the email. And now also, in case we didn't get the email, we could click resend. Okay, and now we have our message, request has been sent. And if now we go to our email, we have the two of the emails. Fantastic. So now we click on the most recent one, go to verify email address. Can close this and this one. Okay, now we are automatically sent to our login. We can go ahead and log in our user, password, submit. Okay, and now we're sent to our dashboard just like intended. One more thing I want to cover. So yes, we have this auth middleware. We can also add another middleware where we are checking to see if the user is verified or not. So if by some chance they're able to, create an account and for whatever reason they went straight to the dashboard or anything like that, we have a way of actually keeping that from happening. So just as it's a fail-safe, it should never happen, but you never know. So it's worth at least putting in. So how we would do this is go up to our, let's see, we're in our client folder. We need to create a middleware folder. I forgot that they're not doing the defaults anymore. Okay. Folder. Middleware. Okay, and the middleware that we are going to create, we're going to call it verified.js. And in here, we're going to export default, parentheses, curly brackets. We're going to need the app, and we are going to need to call the redirect. And these are both grabbed from Nuxt. Okay, and then we're going to say equals, curly brackets, and then we're going to say if app auth logged in, and then we're going to say if app auth user email verified at equals null, turn redirect auth verify. So in the event that the author is logged in, and that if the author is logged in and the user email verified at equals null, then we'll return redirect to the auth verify. So that's just a quick check. So in case none of that happens, or in case these conditions are met, then they'll just be sent to the auth verify. So now we can close that, that. And now in the middleware in the dashboard, this is the only one that we have used the auth middleware yet. We can just say verified. And that'll ensure that if they're on that page that it's making that check for verification. So that's pretty much it. Now, in the event you get an error at this point, like I just did, where it said it didn't know what the verified middleware was, all you have to do is just go ahead and restart your NPM, and then once you restart it, it should clear right up. All that verified is because in the API, in the old API that we had, one of the middlewares was verified. Okay, and that's all we're doing. We're just sort of supplementing it. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to make sure to push all the code up to GitHub. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.